Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Glass. I'm the founder and creator of A Glass of Natural Health and Wellness, a community helping women break free and transform to live a happier, healthier, more abundant life through mindset, health, and wellness education. Welcome to this exclusive workshop on why that nasty bee, or let's face it, let's call her a nasty bitch. The nasty bitch in your head is sabotaging your life and preventing you from having the happy, healthy, abundant life that you deserve. So why is that nasty bee in your head sabotaging and preventing you from having the happy, healthy life and abundant life that you really, really desire and deserve? So a little bit of background on me. I have a degree in criminology and forensic psychology. I am a certified life mindset and life coach, and I'm a massive recovering self-hater and abuser. I like to call myself that because it's true. I have had, up until very recently, hated myself to a point where my negative self-talk was so severe that I had zero confidence, that I would look in the mirror and go, oh my God, and critique every inch of me, say that I was fat, ugly, worthless, all those things. It didn't particularly help that I was born with a chronic illness as well, a muscular dystrophy called Emery-Dreifuss. And that also meant that I was told that I couldn't do a lot of things, and it meant that I was bullied a lot because I was slightly different. But that just reiterated to my nasty bitch that all the things that I was saying in my head were true, that I was worthless, that I shouldn't deserve to live. And it got to a point that I felt that way, that I contemplated suicide in my early 20s. I had a eating disorder in my early 20s. I had anorexia later in my 20s. That was a medical anorexia. That's due to so significant stress that my body started shutting down. I've had so many some depression, all those mental health issues. And I can honestly say, looking back now and knowing what I have learned since I decided to start healing and all my knowledge and stuff over the years, I know that the negative self-talk had a significant, if not the main part in all those. It was the root cause of all those issues. So that is why I'm so significantly passionate about helping others who feel like they are completely trapped and who hate themselves and abuse themselves. And it's just, it absolutely breaks my heart, because I see such incredible, especially women, such incredible, beautiful women, and they just hate themselves. And it just makes me feel so angry and passionate by that, as a society, that we oppress, and that there's so many things in society today that just fuel that negative self-talk, and it's just horrible. And I could talk about all that, but that is not what today's workshop is all about. Today's workshop is why that nasty bitch, or the nasty bee in your head, and how she is sabotaging your life and preventing you from having this happy, healthy, abundant life that you deserve. So, negative self-talk, or the nasty bee, is basically negative self-talk. If you don't know what it is the voice inside our heads, commonly known in the psychology world as the inner critic. And it works on both your conscious and subconscious level. So if you don't know what conscious and subconscious level is, so your ego, or self-critic, is the conscious level, so what we do on a day-to-day basis. And subconscious is basically kind of like, if you kind of think about like a memory bank in a computer, it stores everything, all our things, and our conscious dictates to our subconscious. So normally, if you're conscious, or your ego, or your inner critic is basically saying that you're worthless, useless, ugly, blah 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 blah, your subconscious will start feeling that way, and your subconscious is what details how you behave in life. It's very interesting. I would love to go into that, but we do not have time to go into the conscious subconscious topic. So if you're not so lovely voice in your head that pops up whenever you look in the mirror, when you want to try something new, when you are trying to achieve a goal, it basically stops you from growing and succeeding. That's what the negative self-talk does. And it tells you what you can and can't do. It makes you feel fat. It makes you feel ugly, unloved, worthless, stupid, all those probably nasty things. Hence why I call it the nasty bitch, because she stops you from achieving everything that you want in your life. And because she is literally saying you can't, and that you're not good enough, you're worthless, and etc., etc., etc. And the reason why it does this, it's pretty crazy to think of it this way. And I will definitely go in depth in something that I have to share, something very exciting that I have to share later in this training. So stay tuned for that. But the reason why it does that is because it's protecting you. And I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, this is like a little taster of how this negative self-talk works and how it really is destroying your life. So we do not have time to go into that, but it's extremely interesting, and it's a world that's just really just opened up to me very recently, and it's changing my life. So anyway, that was a random tangent. So all these nasty things in your head, I hazard a guess that you wouldn't say these nasty things, these nasty, horrible things that you say to yourself to anyone that you love. Am I right? Anyone that you love, or even a stranger. I'm right. Hey, you wouldn't say these things, or you might. There might be some nasty people in your life, but look, and I know, I understand that there are some nasty people in the world, but majority of the time that you would not say these things that you say to yourself to another person. Drop a yes in the comments if you wouldn't say these things, and or say no if you do. There's no judgment here. If you're a person that does say nasty things, that's fine. I'm very going on tangent today. Sorry, I apologize. Anyway, researchers have found that negative self-talk is detrimental to your self-confidence, your health, and your mental state, and your ability to succeed. It also affects your relationships with your partner, your family, and your friends. When you talk to yourself only in this manner, the brain strengthens the neuro pathways to a negative thinking, and the more negative neurological pathways that are developed, the bigger the nasty bitch gets, and you remain stuck, trapped, and resentment and anger builds. Your physical and mental health suffers. You become more stressed. Bad shit just happens in your life because that's what you're attracting. Your family dynamic suffers. It just keeps having this roll-on effect. If you think of negative self-talk like dropping a pebble in a lake and having that ripples, it does that. And vice versa. Positive thinking and positive self-talk and all that stuff has the same effect. So negative energy attracts negative energy. So how you think about yourself reflects in your actions and therefore reflects in your environment, attracting those things into your life. And I bet you don't want those negative things, those horrible, bad shit in your life. Hey, no one wants that. So when you when you have that negative self-talk, it will basically reflect out into the world that's what you want. And that's what you don't want. You don't want it, but unfortunately that's how it reflects. So drop me in the comments if you think your negative self-talk or nasty bitch is sabotaging your life. I can personally say, put my hand up, I can go, yep, 100%. My negative self-talk was holding me back. It was basically putting my life, I created basically a prison for myself, and it stopped me from achieving anything that I wanted. It stopped me from trying new things. It stopped me from having friendships. It stopped me from building relationships. It created so much. I can't even. It allowed me to attract negative people into my life who abused me, is the best way to say it. And my mental health and physical health suffered. Like I mentioned, I've had so many mental health issues because of what I was saying up here. It was just a reflection of, I was just allowing those negative people into my life, and it was just horrible. And yeah, and I cannot reiterate how much this affects your life. I really cannot stress how much it really does affect your life. So I felt trapped in a job that I hated, and I was suffering bullying from my managers. And because I had zero self-confidence, I created that prison. I felt like I was worthless. I had nothing to offer anyone else. I kept saying to myself, who's going to hire someone with a medical condition? Like, they're always going to find someone better. I never thought that I had any skills, that I wasn't good at my job, even though I was very good at my job. And I moved to a different area now, and just very appreciated there. It's just, yeah, I just felt like I couldn't escape. I could not escape. And it got to a point that I wouldn't leave. Like, leaving the house became a problem, to the point that if I had to, things had to be in a particular way. I had to leave the house in a particular way. And if something was out of whack, sort of OCD level out of whack, I would have to physically hurt myself in order to leave, in order to not be late for work, because I knew if I was late for work, I would cop even more abuse. So it got to a point where, yeah, that was happening, and more bad things were happening in my life and my husband's life because of this bitch that was just controlling my life and making my life so horrible. And like I said, it just got to a point, and I was screaming to the universe, help me, help. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And it did give it to me. At the time, I thought my world ended. I got kicked out of that job, and that job was it was my identity. I thought that was the only who I was. I didn't know what was going to happen. It completely lost afterwards. And then it was like, so I had a few, I'd say probably a month or a little bit of just gone, ah. And then I went, enough's enough. I deserve to have the best life. I deserve to have good health. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have good mental health. I knew exactly what was going on. Like I said, I have a psychology background. I have a psychology degree. I knew what was happening, but I didn't have the self-love to say that I was worth it to work on myself, because my nasty bee was saying, you aren't worth it. You aren't worth it, Amy. Don't work on yourself. You're not worth it. So I fought back and had enough. Finally said enough is enough, and started the healing journey of self-love. And it's not easy. I can tell you that it is not easy, far from it, but it's worth it. It is so worth it. I cannot stress how much it is worth and how much my life has changed. I wouldn't be here talking to you today if I didn't. There's no way in heck I would have said I would be on camera. I hated having my photo taken, let alone being on camera, being recorded, having a podcast, having a YouTube channel, having a Facebook group, helping people. I didn't think that confidence. So that is how much my life has changed. And that, like I said, has ripple effects. My husband's more positive and better things are coming into our lives. And look, I can tell you now that being a positive person does not stop bad things from happening in your life. What it does, it makes you more resilient and able to handle things better. And I can say that this year has not been fantastic. I lost my son in April. He passed away with cancer, and that it was devastating. And I'm trying to hold back the tears. It's really, really hard. And I'm still grieving through that. But I've still moved forward with my life because he loved me and I unconditionally, and knew that I was worth it. And I knew that I needed to be the best version of myself to live the happy, healthy life that I deserve. And so I kept moving forward. It might be at a snail pace, but I'm still moving forward in my healing journey. And I can tell you that my physical and mental health has never been better. And it keeps getting better every day because I keep working on it. A world of opportunities has opened up for me. I get to help others like yourself. I get to help and guide people who have been where I've been. And I can help guide them and say that it is okay and that it's going to be okay. And then you are worth it. I can be that big cheerleader that you've been waiting for. And I can people help them on their self-hate to self-love journey and that life to their life and their dreams. And that is what I wish for so many of the people who are watching. That is what I want. Sorry, went off on a tangent. I really apologize for that. But like I said, I'm so passionate about this. So I could talk about this till the cows come home, but we're not going to talk about that till the cows come home. So the good news is, like I said, the nasty bitch or the negative self-talk can be changed. Why? Because 99% of negative self-talk is wrong. It's based on lies. It's based on your conscious perception or your ego's perception of the situations that you've been dealt with, like the trauma, what people have said about all those things. It's an interpretation in order. It's going to work for itself. Think about it like a politician. It's always going to do whatever's in its best interest. And it's going to take whatever situation. It could be a situation like someone saying, oh, you look tired today. It will go, oh, they're just saying that you're ugly and you're tired and all the time and all this sort of stuff. Instead of coming from a place of caring of them going, oh, you look tired. Is there something going on? That's kind of it's probably a very brief example, but that's what I mean. Like, it's lies. It's an interpretation of her best interest of what. And like I said, you would never say the things that you would say to yourself to a loved one, a friend, or even a stranger, right? You wouldn't say that. So I'm not going to lie to you. Like I've said, it's not easy to change your negative mindset or negative self-talk to a positive one, especially if you have been speaking this way pretty much your whole life like myself. But it doesn't happen overnight, but it takes commitment and persistence, but it can change. It can change. And when you work on it, all aspects of your life transform. It ripples into everything. It literally ripples into everything, because when you think about it, if up here is not great, the rest of the body doesn't function. And if the health isn't great, this doesn't work. It's this cycle, this benefit cycle. So the benefits I have found from working on my self-talk is that, like I've already said, I have self-esteem that I never had before. I have self-belief. I'm moving forward in building my dream life, and I'm building this incredible life, and I'm meeting some incredible people and having some amazing opportunities. I'm happier. Actually can feel happiness. I thought that there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't feel happy anymore before, but now I can. And like I mentioned before, we have had a very hard year this year, but I can still be positive. I still have my little moments where I think about, but I know that every day I'm going to be happy, and every day that I'm going to be healthier, and I'm less stressed, and I have more energy, I can sleep better, and I'm more productive, and the list can go on. And like I said, it has such a ripple effect in your life, because if you're feeling happy, if you're feeling healthy, can you imagine how that would change in your life? What actions you would do if you had more energy? What would you do? Would you be playing with your kids? Would you be spending more time doing the things that make you happy? Like I said, it has that massive ripple on effect, and it's just incredible how much this has control of your life, and how much it changes when you start to control it. So you're probably thinking to yourself, how can I shut this bitch down? Like, how can I shut her down? And through research and personal experience, I have developed a process that's worked for me. And trust me, if it's worked for me, it can definitely help you in your healing journey. So as I said before, I'm a self-hater and self-abuser, recovering self-hater and abuser. My negative self-talk led me to mental breakdowns, mental and physical health issues, feeling trapped, all those things that I've mentioned before, that I felt that I was broken and that I could not be fixed. Does this sound familiar? That you feel broken and you don't know how to fix yourself, and you don't think you can be fixed? I was going to have, I felt like I was just going to have this shit life, and that was just the hand I was dealt with, and nothing was going to change, and I've just got to live with it. That kind of mentality. But you don't have to live with it. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to make your life better through help. You can't do it alone. Trust me, I've tried. It doesn't work. But with help, with the right guidance from the people who have been in your shoes, walked that road before, know how it works, they can help you. So myself. So this is how I dealt with it. So I developed the IAC process, neuro-linguistic reprogramming, or NLP, and self-care. They're the three main ones. There's a few other ones, and I'll briefly go over them. Like I said, this is just a brief training. So we're going to go a little brief overview. We don't have the time to go into depth. And I think this has already gone way over time than what I predicted anyway. So the IAC process stands for image. So you create an image for your nasty bitch or your inner critic. You name it. And so for me, my image is myself, but I look like a goth version of me, and her name is Charlie. I don't know why her name is Charlie, but her name is Charlie. A stands for awareness. So once you have that image, the image and name, you need to start becoming aware of when the nasty bitch is talking and when your true self is talking. This is pretty easy, because basically anything nasty or negative is going to be her, and anything that's nice and positive is going to be your true self talking. C stands for cross-examination. So whenever your image starts telling you all the nasty stuff, you put them on the cross-examination bench. And the reason why negative self-talk is so damaging is because it goes unchallenged. Unfortunately, we don't have another voice telling them off for being so nasty, like you would if someone was saying those things to you, to someone you loved, or in real life. Like if someone was saying something to your child, saying how ugly, how stupid or ugly they were, I guarantee you'd go all mama bear on them and fully knock them out. Or if someone was saying something nasty about your partner or your best friend or anything like that, you would tell them to F off and how dare you and all those sorts of things. But unfortunately, we don't tell the nasty bitch in our head to go take a hike. We don't say that, because she's louder than our true self. If not, most of the time she is louder than our true self talking, but we can tip that balance the right way around. So cross-examine her, challenge it, ask her why. Like, go, okay, you say I'm ugly, so where's the evidence, love? Explain why. Ask it to provide that evidence in your minds. You can say it out loud, you can write it down, you can think think of it like a courtroom or a police questioning room, if that helps. That's how I do it, because I'm in law enforcement, and that's how my brain operates. But yeah, it's sort of like grab the spotlight and go, well, come on, give me the evidence. Give me that evidence. You say I'm stupid. Well, come on, tell me how I'm stupid. I have a university degree. I have multiple accolades. How is that stupid? Or you're so ugly. Oh, well, a lot of people say I have such a beautiful smile. My husband thinks I'm beautiful. My family thinks I'm beautiful. So come on, where's your evidence? And trust me, she'll try to give you evidence. Like I said, she is self-serving. She is a self-serving person, but she'll grab anything. She'll grab something from something that you have no idea about, like something that happened when you were 5, and tell you that's how it works. But like I said, it's 99% lies, or it's a distorted truth. So so IX stands for IACT, and the last one is T is truth. So your true self. So once you start fighting back your image, their power will diminish and your true self will be allowed to speak. And your true self helps you succeed and create the life you desire. It helps you do actions that bring you joy, that do actions that make you healthier and happier, and all those things. That's your true self doing that. So the next one was neuro-linguistic reprogramming, or NLP. There's a lot of talk about NLP, and it's quite in depth, but basically it's replacing the negative neurological pathways with positive ones. Obviously, the more of either will determine your mindset. So your mindset, attitude, self-confidence, and success. So I have been remapping my brain through multiple ways, like daily affirmations, saying positive things about myself in the mirror. So I have Post-it notes on my mirrors and my computer. So I have to say a minimum of 3 positive things about myself to myself in the mirror per day. I have a vision movie that says those things too. So if I'm like running late for work, or don't have access to a mirror or something with my Post-it note on it, I have it on my phone. So I always have my phone with me and I can do that. A gratitude journal. So I start writing at least 3 things that I'm grateful for every day. And they can be basic. Start being basic. I know when you've in a negative mindset, how hard it is to start being grateful, but just start with the absolute basics. Like I have a roof over my head. I have access to clean water. I have access to clean food. I have clothes on my body. I have shoes on my feet. Shoes on my feet. All those sorts of things. And the last one is I'm currently doing, so because my negative self-talk was so bad, I started off with those stuff, and I still do them every day, but now I'm taking it to the next level because I have 20 odd years plus of trauma to deal with and all that kind of stuff. So stored trauma that I have to deal with. So I'm doing hypnosis, and that works on a subconscious level and not the conscious level. So I've done lots of therapy. Obviously, I've been in therapy because I've had mental health problems and all that kind of stuff, but that it only treats the surface level. It doesn't treat the root cause. So that's what hypnosis does, and a couple of other things as well. And the last one I mentioned was self-care. Last but not least is self-care. And why self-care, you might ask? I bet you're asking that. The simple answer is that if you feel good, your mental state feels good. It's pretty simple. Like take, for example, if you're feeling good, you seem to be happier, right? If you're sick or in pain, that negative self-talk will be able to speak louder because you feel crappy. So that's why self-care is so important. So, and it basically turns her volume right down if you're feeling good. But I know who has time for self-care, and we're all busy. We have hectic schedules. We have work, household, kids, all the things, the massive end of living friggin' to-do list. But I can assure you, if you don't take care of yourself, you will suffer. Take it from someone who's had multiple burnouts and refused to have rest and has ended up in hospital, all kinds of things because they chose not to look after themselves. So that is why I have developed the Busiest Woman's Guide to Easy Everyday Self-Care. So because you're all extremely super busy superwomen, that's why I've created that as a bonus for you today. Some of these self-cares take less than a minute. If you don't have a minute, we need to talk. And it can be practiced every day. They have a massive difference to your health and mental well-being, and in turn your life. Like I said, if you're feeling good, everything starts working really great. So if you would love a copy of that, it's very easy, it's very simple. You can incorporate them throughout your day. It's not just something that it's not like you have to do 10 things before you leave the house in the morning. These are simple, practical things that you can do every day to make sure that you are at your best. So if you would like a copy of that, drop self-care in the comments and I'll get that to you in no time. If this training has really hit home for you and you're sitting there listening, going, right, I need more. I need to break free. I need to transform to a happier, healthier, more abundant life. I am sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I'm sitting here going through, like, I want more in my life. I want more in my life. I want the best life for myself and my family. I want to start experiencing joy and having positive things and abundance come into my life. And I want to be healthy and happy. I want to live a long, happy life. Then I have something super exciting for you. So I have something super exciting to share. I have been working really hard on creating the Beginner's Guide to Transforming Your Life to a Happier, Healthier, More Abundant Life program. This program is a self-paced program. It's a 6 months program that goes through learning to love yourself, building confidence, building a positive and resilient mindset, creating better health, allowing abundance to flow to your life. Doing all these things will literally transform your health, your mental state, and allow abundance and opportunities to come into your life. And you can create that life that you've been dreaming about, that you want less stress, you want to feel happy, you want to have energy, and you want to not be burnt out and want to get up in the morning and go, yeah, I'm living my best life. Woo! So I've created this program. I've done a heap of research and stuff that I personally use to create the best mindset, health, and life for myself and my family that I dreamt of. So these are all the things that I've done. Apologize, my girls are going off in the background. They're playing in the background, if you can hear. That's the barking, they're playing. The program includes one-on-one support because I know that you're going to need help. You're going to need that helping hand, and that's what I'll be here. We'll have monthly coaching sessions, but I also will be available for you when you're having those days of you're trying to get through the doubt and that you think, am I worth this? Am I worth this? Like, I will be there for you to help you and guide you on your way. So if this is something that's sparking your interest or you want some more information about, drop break free in the comments and to learn more, and we can have a chat about that. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and I hope you enjoyed this training. And I hope you really learned something and has opened your eyes and make you realize that you are worth so much, and you're incredible and beautiful and amazing. And if you don't feel that, then I want you to get in contact with me, and I want to help you feel that way, because you are those things. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments or reach out to me personally. Remember, if you'd like a copy of the Busiest Woman's Guide to Everyday Self-Care, drop the word self-care in the comments. If you're interested in learning more about the Beginner's Guide to Transforming Your Life program, drop break free in the comments. Thanks again for joining me today. And until next time, remember to refill your glass and get your thirst back for life. Bye. Sorry about my girls. Oh my God, they're so loud. Bye, everyone.